Hello, this is Ricky C. for the Plain Truth Podcast. I'd like to talk about something that's extremely important to the world. Um, if we truly want world peace or a stable world environment, all the countries on the planet must come together and admit one thing: we have to rein in the terrorist countries. Now, I'm not only talking about countries that provide financial backing for terrorist organizations. These are terrorist countries. The people that live in them may not be, but the governments that run them are. I'm talking about countries that actively terrorize the world. China is not one of them. China is a stable country, right? China is part of the global community. And they're actually a very solid member that contributes to world um, improvement. And North Korea is not one. North Korea is more bluster than anything. Russia is a terrorist country. As I said before, the people who live in Russia are not terrorists, but the government that runs Russia are terrorists. Their attack on the Ukraine proves it. Their attack on Georgia, their conquering or annexing of Crimea, their threatening of the European Union, Poland, the Baltic states. These are terrorist activities. And they carry them out with the understanding that nobody could ever do anything to them to get them to stop. This is not true. It's not. Pakistan is a terrorist country. It's not only a country that threatens the world with nuclear war every time they feel like people are putting them down for their actions, but it's also a country that actively allows terrorist organizations to build bases within their borders under the understanding that the government of Pakistan will protect these terrorist organizations no matter what atrocities it is that they perform. Iran is a terrorist country. Pretty much blatantly, everybody could see it. Iran is a country that uses its religious beliefs to try to destroy any country that disagrees. The United States, Israel, even Saudi Arabia and Kuwait to a point. Iran is ran by militant Islamists, and they'll do anything to destroy the people they consider their religious enemies. And that's anybody that's not militant Islamists. And they're getting pretty close to developing nuclear weapons. And I want everybody to understand this. Um, the world community, the world community, and this includes you, China, must come together and forcefully change the governments in these countries. Forcefully. There's no negotiating it. There's no bribing about it. You can't uh, placate these leaders by giving them part of what they want, because part of what they want is the destruction of everybody who doesn't fall in line with their overreaching goals of world domination. Period. Iran doesn't play patty cake with Russia because they like Russia. Iran plays patty cake with Russia because their ultimate goal is to use Russia to destroy their major enemies and then destroy Russia when they get strong enough. And everybody that's in politics, everybody that's in the State Department of every country on the planet understands this. Pakistan is the same way. Pakistan used China to get to what they thought was militarily strong, and as soon as they did, they once again started committing atrocities against the Indian people. Russia, right? Russia may be the most unstable, unglobally connected country in the world. What they've done to their neighbors is unexcusable. And it's, once again, I like to mention that it is not the Russian people, it's their leaders, it's their government. The world must come behind Ukraine. They must. And they must help the people of Russia overthrow their government. Start anew. I'm not saying opposing views on a political or philosophical or even a cultural bend are bad if they're different than the United States is or anybody's. I'm not saying that. You're allowed to have differing opinions. You're allowed to run your country in a manner that you see as a country, as the people and the government see as an optimal means to achieve your goals. But when you, like the Ayatollah, his goals are to destroy anybody that's not extremist Muslim, extremist Islamic. That's his goals. Period. And that's a lot of countries on planet Earth. Russia, Russia's the new Germany, man. The new early 19th century to mid 19th century Germany. They believe that they have a genetic and philosophical right to rule the world. It's got nothing to do with this country is a threat to them, this alliance is a threat to them, or any of that. It's basically they want to conquer the world. And Putin, in his egomania, has convinced himself he could achieve this. Like he swore that he was going to take the Ukraine in 5 days. And he still holds this special operations plan that the Ukraine cannot be allowed to remain an independent country. They don't have the right. Iran hyping up these radical terrorist groups in Palestine to attack Israel. If you maniacs would just step back and let the Palestinians and the Israelis talk like people, like basic, normal, compassionate human beings, because we are, as a race, generally compassionate. Now we have monsters. We have monsters in our history, and we have monsters in our present. We have monsters. And the monsters are the leaders of the countries that I have just named. And I'm sure that there are others that our government and every government on the planet knows are just as bad. They're just better at hiding it. These monsters, man, we need to get our torches and our pitchforks. You let these governments, these people that run these governments, start achieving their goals, even in small increments, like the Houthis taking over part of Yemen and have been set up there for a while. It gives them energy to take the next step. If you slap them down when they step out of line, they are not going to step out of line again for a while. And if you put the people of the country in charge, the people, the actual people, the human beings, that their only goal in life is to live a good life, be happy, raise their family without threat of being murdered or abused, in charge, the community of our planet will become better. And then we can start taking care of environmental issues. We can start taking care of hunger issues. We can start taking care of, once we get these maniacs, these monsters out of the way, we can elevate every country on the planet to where there are no more second and third world countries. There are no people in one country that are starving to death because the warlords in that country steal the food so that they can't eat. We have a we are at a point in our history as a world, as a planet, that we need to come to the understanding that we are our brother's keeper. We are. Human beings make mistakes. I'm pretty sure the Russians understand, the Russian people, the Russian populace understand that when they voted Vladimir Putin in as a lifelong presidency term, that they made a mistake. Does that mean we should let them wallow in their mistake? That they should live in poverty and under and threat of imprisonment and death on the front line of a battlefield that they don't want to be part of? No. We need to help them. Everybody on the planet Earth that is not part of these monstrous regimes needs to come together and say, look, that time is gone. It's past. It's over. It's done. I personally want to apologize. I'm a citizen of the United States of America. And I personally want to apologize for the actions that my government has been taking to upset the stability of the world's economy, upset the standing that countries like Canada and Greenland, Mexico, Panama have as viable independent countries. I apologize, but right now there's a major fight in our government between the legislative and the judicial and the executive, and our executive branch was never meant to have the power that's being exercised at this moment. It was never meant to have that power. And I honestly believe that anybody that supports the actions of this government and the overreaching steps that it's taking are all traitors to freedom. They're making a big mistake. Are we electing our own Putin into a lifelong presidency? He seems to think so. I am not putting anybody down. We are human beings, and human beings make mistakes in their lives. But if we do not stand up for the way our country was set up in a government instance, then we're traitors. We're enemies of freedom. And that's every citizen of the United States of America right now. When you look the other way, I want you to remember something. A lot of people in pre-World War II Germany didn't believe in what the Nazi Party was doing. A lot of people. But they looked the other way because they were worried about being attacked. They were worried about being ostracized. So they had to put up with Adolf Hitler for quite a time. And because of this, Hitler managed to cause horrific worldwide consequences that are still being felt today. Are the people of the United States of America willing to accept that same role? Are we going to look down at the ground and hide our eyes and keep our opinions to ourselves while our own Hitlerish executive branch is taking basically the same actions as the other one? We need room to breathe. So we're going to conquer Canada and Greenland. Oh, it's all these horrible Central and South Americans and all these horrible immigrants that come here from other countries. They're all criminals. They're all rapists and drug dealers and gang members, and we're going to deport them and put them in prison forever with no trials, and nobody has any rights unless I say they have rights. Sounds an awful lot like Adolf Hitler. An awful lot like Adolf Hitler. Is Doge the new SS? Are they going to start marching around in these sharp black uniforms with these big shiny symbols on their collars, shooting people in the street because they disagree with our executive branch? We're not that far from them right now. But that's a totally different discussion. If we want world peace, if we want world stability, as a civilized race, we can come together and talk about our differences without trying to break the neck of anybody who disagrees with us, then we have to put a stop to these terroristic regimes. China is at a point in its history where it gets to make a decision. It could be a responsible and honored member of the world community. An honored member of the world community where it has the ability, the power, and the responsibility to make the world a better place and be respected by every country on the planet for doing so. Respected. Take your place. Take your place in the world. Take your place in global politics as the country that will help. As the country that takes the power that it can wield and wields it for good. You can be the new superpower that brings the world into a golden age for humanity. You can change the perception of your country and its people to become the saviors of stability. The shining light that led humanity into a place that most people thought we could never reach. But you have to do it by being in a partnership with the rest of the planet. And you have to have that partnership to ensure that terroristic regimes no longer have power. Everybody's afraid of nuclear war ending our species, and that's the power that Putin has. That's the power that Pakistan has. That's the power that North Korea and Iran are trying to get. Are we going to wait until they all get it? I would like to put out that that's a means of ensuring the eradication of the human race on this planet. So that's my opinion. And I believe that it needed to be said. People need to start thinking about this. This is no longer what my country doesn't affect the rest of the world situation. We are a global community. We are in this together as the human race. Where we are from, what language we speak, or what God we worship has nothing to do with our species as a whole, in that we need to work together. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps. I'm trying to build a community. I love the Ukrainian people. You are a valiant. You are a valiant and surprisingly tough people. You are standing up against the bully in your area, and you are not only just holding your own, you are advancing. You are taking steps to move forward into the world, the world community as a voice of reason in the darkest of days. I respect you. I love you. I pray for you all. And I hope for your victory soon, soon. The people of the United States, the ones that I have talked to, are your greatest supporters. Our government may not be. Our government's a little unstable right now. But the people of this country love you and respect you. And we pray for your victory. The people of India, what happened to you is a horrible thing. The position that you have been put into is scary. But I respect the people of your country. I respect your government. You are doing the right thing for your people. You refuse to be bullied anymore. You refuse to be pushed around. You are trying to take your position in the world as a prominent member of the global community. And I pray for you. I pray for you. I wish you victory in whatever form that may come. So, God bless you all. If you enjoyed the post, hit the like button and subscribe. Y'all have a great day. Bye bye.